There's a text sitting in your drafts folder right now. You've had it for years. Maybe it's 3 sentences. Maybe it's just 1 line. And you are never going to send it. I know, because I've got one too. So today we're going to write it out loud and talk about why an entire generation would rather carry it silently than hit send. Gen X didn't grow up narrating their feelings. Nobody handed them the language for it. They grew up with a house key on a shoelace. The rule was simple. Figure it out yourself. Don't make it anyone else's problem. So when something hurts, the instinct isn't to talk about it. Maybe it's a friendship that quietly ended. Maybe it's a parent who never said, "I'm proud of you." Maybe it's a marriage that's fine but not close anymore. The instinct is to open the Messages app, type something honest, and delete it before it goes anywhere. The first draft almost everyone has is the one to a parent. Something like, "I know you did the best you could. I just wish you'd asked how I was doing sometimes." It sits there because Gen X learned early that bringing up old wounds gets treated as ingratitude. You didn't starve. You had a roof. What more do you want? So the text stays a draft. Instead, they call on birthdays. They keep it light. They hang up feeling the same unnamed ache they've had since they were 12. Home alone after school. A note on the fridge instead of a person. It's not that they don't love their parents. It's that they were never given permission to say what the love cost them. The second draft is shorter. Usually just, "I miss how things used to be." Gen X doesn't really have breakups with friends. Friendships just fade. No fight, no goodbye, just slower replies, then no replies, then a version of each other frozen in 1998. Sending that text means admitting the friendship mattered enough to grieve. And grieving something that quietly disappeared feels almost embarrassing, like admitting you were the only one still holding on. So instead, there's a like on an old photo, a birthday comment, small signals that say, "I still think about you," without ever having to say it out loud. The last draft is the one nobody talks about. It's not addressed to anyone else. It just says, "I'm not okay, and I don't know when that happened." Gen X built an entire identity around being the generation that doesn't need help. Self-reliant, low maintenance, fine. But fine was never actually a feeling. It was a job. A full-time, unpaid job of making sure nobody had to worry about you. Somewhere between the mortgage, the aging parents, the kids who need you, and the job that doesn't see you, that job got exhausting. The text is the closest thing to putting it down, even for a second. It still doesn't get sent. So here's the question worth sitting with. What would happen if you sent it? Not the whole speech, not a confrontation, just the one honest sentence you've been carrying. Maybe nothing changes. Or maybe the person on the other end has a draft of their own, sitting in their phone, waiting for someone to go first. If this is the first video that's actually put words to something you've felt for years, you're not alone in that draft folder. Subscribe if you want more of these. And if you've got a draft you've never sent, you don't have to share it here. Just maybe send it to the person it's for.